Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that sits for you. Today we're going to do just a general messages, what the universe needs you to know. I have 3 decks for you, 1, 2, and 3. As always, let's take a peek, right? Number 1, are these your messages today? Check in with your intuition. Make sure that you're paying attention. Is this the deck that speaks to you? And it's okay if you don't know yet, right? That's okay. We have 2 more decks. Deck number 2. Check in with this deck. Does it speak to you? How does it feel? Where does it land? What does your body say about this deck? Are these your messages today? Maybe. Maybe. We have 1 more. Deck number 3. How does this one feel? Again, how does it feel in your body? Right? We remember that we're allowing the deck to pick us. We're not forcing anything. We will know because the deck will speak to us, right? Just like our intuition. Those are our 3 decks. If you prefer to pick with stones, give me just a moment. Okay. For deck number 1, we have this Amethyst palm stone. Again, just see how it feels. For deck number 2, we have this absolutely beautiful Ammonite. For deck number 3, K2. If you don't know what K2 is, I recommend looking into it. Okay. So we have 3 decks. I'm going to give you a minute to check these out. If there's a deck that's already speaking to you, you can go ahead and hit the timestamp. You can listen to 1, 2, or all of these readings. That's fine. We will, as always, shuffle and choose oracle cards together. See if we get any collective messages during that shuffling. Other than that, feel free to stay or move forward as you want. I'll see you in your reading, wherever that picks up. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's grab our oracle piles together. As always, here's where I like to talk about remembering that these are general readings. And not every reading will always resonate with you. It can't always be your day for messages. Some days you get them all. Some days you don't get any. If that is the case, feel free to listen to a different pile or check a different pick a card reading on this channel. And if you don't find one that resonates for you here, please, there are so many amazing readers on YouTube. You can find others, trust me, and find the message that you require. It will always find you, no matter where you are, right? Just how the universe works. So, that said, we've talked about intuition. Please don't force any of the messages. You will know instantly if it is your message. You'll never have to make your message fit. You'll never have to pry your situation or shoehorn it all together. If it is yours and it's for you, you will know instantly. And that's okay. You know, these are, as always, general messages. And so sometimes you grab a bunch of messages in one go. Sometimes you don't get any. All of those things are okay. Yeah, we just let it happen, right? What finds us all the time. Absolutely. what else? I hope you guys are doing well. And I just want a little bit of insight. You know, I usually do my 10 days, and I just feel like right now everybody needs a little bit of extra messaging in their world. Because, man, unless you're paying really close attention, that path is hard to find some days. It's been a little hard to find lately. This is what everyone who is in my practice is coming to me with. Where is the path? Where is the purpose, right? Oh, look at that. Okie dokie. We get our first message. And I like it. So, it is the tear, right? Funny, since we were just talking about how our purposes and our paths are hard. Well, okay, right now. So we get two. Let's talk about what they are in tandem. So the tear is, this is that you know, when you're moved to tears. You know, I have a Cancer moon, and I'm a weeper. And I always say strong emotion always comes out my eyes. This is kind of that in a nutshell, right? We're talking about the way that we're willing to claim our emotional vulnerability, the way that we're willing to allow ourselves to be authentic, right? Too often we're told not to cry. Too often we're told, suck it up, right? Be a grown-up. Big girls don't cry. Big boys don't cry. That's nonsense, right? Everyone weeps. In fact, our bodies are so amazing that we have hormones embedded into tears that actually help to shift your mood when you're sad. This is why a good cry can be so cleansing and healing in and of itself, right? Number one. Number two, we have the siren. And this is that false front, right? The thing, so this is that thing that pulls you to distraction, the siren song, right? It's so pleasing and wonderful that we often look away from the path we're on. Now, we just talked about this as how things are challenging right now towards our purposes, towards our paths. Sometimes we're pulled off, right? I think these two together are a message that talks about crocodile tears, right? Where we might not know exactly what it is that's going on, or we may be open to even manipulation. Well, we got a lot of messages, y'all. All right, so if we're talking about being moved and being invited in perhaps a sensual 3D kind of way, the stone is this perpetual, right, presence. The stone is a thing that oversees. The stone is the thing behind the feeling. Oh, okay. The stone is the thing behind the distraction. This is the right way. And that simply means whatever way it is for you, right? There are 8 billion ways upon this earth right at the moment. And so if your way might not look like someone else's way, that's still your way, right? If it moves you, if it invites you, it will be there for you, right? Your path is your path. And you can't deviate from your own path, because every single way you go is the way you were supposed to go. So there's no such thing, honestly, as a deviation. There's only getting lost in your own experience of your path, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? My goodness, excuse me. So I like the way we have this same dual shape here in each one of these, right? Talking about paths and motion. Tears move, sirens move. Stones don't, right? Stones have to be moved. And so how are you in relation to your path, right? I'm going to hold on to these. We're going to hold on to these. I like them. I like them a lot. All right, so dun, dun, dun. Let's get back at this, shall we? Because why not? So, you have 1 and 2 and 3. Take a second. Just sit with them. And again, let the deck, let the pile, let the stone, let the message choose you. Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll see you when you're reading. Hey, pile number 1. Welcome back. All right. Let's get into your oracle messages. Yes, please. All right, you have a 5th house. Refusing to see. This goes along with the 2 of Swords. Success. And then your archetype card is the Ring. Okay, so let's talk about these for just a minute. So the 5th house, this is all about play. I call the 5th house the sex, drugs, and rock and roll house. It's the way that you choose joy. It's the way that you choose to experience life, right? It's the way that the I self is created and put into the collective. This refusing to see is about how you absolutely choose to witness or not the reality that has been created, right? This is the place where we assess, right? If you think about the standard 2 of Swords card, right? That is a blindfolded figure with crossed swords, swords always representing ideas. So this is about confusion. It's about how clear or unclear you happen to be. And as we all know, when you move to experience joy from a place that's unclear, it's kind of hard to do that. We also have success, right? So this card represents seeds that have been planted, the faith that will bring them to blossom, to growth and nourishment, understanding and believing that you have all of those resources, right? And that once you've planted these seeds, they can't be taken from you. So it's definitely talking about how clear or unclear you are in the beginning of anything, right? That energy is going to be amplified. You also have the Ring. Now, I love this. This is an archetype that talks about connection. It talks about how we're basically interwoven with absolutely everything. There is no yours, mine, right? There's only ours. There's no beginning and there's no end. There's just the endless progression of what comes next and what comes next and what comes next, right? The shape here is, it's echoed in the orbits of planets. It's echoed in cycles, right? Spirals, the figure of the Taurus, right? Mandalas and the medicine wheel, right? We get all of these figures within this circle of endless motion. And so the way that you either allow or disallow yourself to be in witness of those cycles, of that eternal motion, is what either plants your seeds and waters them so that they bring you joy, or it's what gets in the way, right? What creates a barrier. And again, this, when we're talking about this particular two, this is an idea. There's never an actual barrier between you and what you are choosing. There's just what you believe the barrier to be. And so your success is in your hands as long as you are always choosing to be part of that endless cycle, as opposed to standing apart from it, right? So your inclusion is always up to you. Five of Wands, that literally echoes that message. Five of Wands is about posturing. It's about conflict. It's about the way that we get in the way of something. And that something is quite often something that we're really perhaps committed to in a big way, right? And it's something that we understand will bring us joy, will bring us bliss. Perhaps there's something that needs to end first, right? We have this Eight of Cups in the world, both very much in contrast, right? With this Four and Five of Wands, we have the World and the Eight of Cups. Now, if there are things that need to be released so that you can step into that end of cycle, right? We talked about this as the beginning and the end. Seamless beginning and end, by the way. Seamless, right? The world represents a very seamless beginning and a very seamless ending, because it's all part of the progression of infinity. And there's really nothing that you need to do except to witness it as part of the cycle. That in and of itself can be the bliss, right? And the way that you walk away from something, and it could be something that you still love or enjoy or believe in, but it might not be good for you, right? That Queen of Cups, remember the Queen of Cups, yeah, okay. The Queen of Cups is always, in standard decks, she's the only closed cup in the deck, speaking of her trust and faith in the way that she is able to hold emotional space, the way she is able to give herself to the process without having to be concerned about having spilled cups, right? She knows she's safe because she creates her own safety, which I think is absolutely stunning. You have the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Wands, which again says there's stuff you got to get rid of here, my friends. And then you come back with the King of Pentacles here. Okay, so if we're talking about really feeling safe, right? How are you going to feel safe? We have the Ace of Swords here underneath the World. What is the idea, right? Is it just the idea that you need clarity as the process? Maybe. But I also think that there are things that you need to let go of, right? The Ten of Wands is always indicative of having too much in your hands. You're hauling around too much. And so whatever the idea is that allows you to put some of it down, to walk away from some of it because it's not working for you anymore, whatever that is the gift of this reading, right? It allows you to close a cycle, whether that cycle is an exercise in codependence, whether this cycle is an exercise in tolerating too much, whether, I mean, you know what it is that's keeping you from that feeling of victory, right? That feeling of bliss and happiness and joy, right? So 4 or 5, that Six of Wands would be that victory card. Here in the 4, we have that shared sense of happiness, that shared sense of look what has been created by us, right? Which in my brain, it's all victory. Because it's the claiming of the feeling, right? And so however it is that you need to feel safe, rest assured that you do. You just have to have a display of courage, I'm going to guess, in this question that you're asking, in the way that you're showing up here, in order to figure out how to proceed, right? You know what you have to let go of. You know what you have to walk away from. You know what is asking for closure. You know where the conflict is. You already know it. I don't know it. I don't need to know it. All I need to do is say, you already know it. So if you didn't listen to the shuffling, the group message, the message for the collective was, how solid are you on your path? Right? And the key here is that you can't not be solid. Every step you take is a step for you. You're always on the right path, whether you choose to claim it or not. You can never walk the wrong path. So all you can do is choose better now. Choose in the here and now, right now. If I don't like this, I get to pick. If I don't like that, I get to pick, right? You get to move forward. Ooh, okay. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so again, you can choose action, which is really what you're being encouraged to do, right? Pick up this sense that you have all the resources you need and all the information that you need. You don't have to be afraid and hold back. You have it all. You've planted those seeds. You are perfect as you are right now. You can only walk your path as it's presented. You can only take the next step when the next step is there. And that presence in the now is all you need, right? You can kind of decide or carry this forward and kind of lean into this Four of Cups energy, which is, I don't know, maybe, right? This is that kind of disassociated, bored, like, whatever, it won't work, you know. It's that kind of energy, self-blocking, self-sabotage. Or you can choose to say, yeah, you know what, I can do this in a different way. And I can put some of these things down that have been dragging me, right? I don't want to drag those things anymore. I don't want to hold those things out in front of me. I want to allow the things to move as they're supposed to, right? And when you do that, you have no option but to witness the beautiful level of engagement. Ace of Pentacles, yes, that's correct. And the Two of Swords comes right back. So again, your opportunity, right? Your opportunity presents itself over and over and over and over again. It literally is just a layered opportunity. Or you can just keep spiraling, right? You can just keep spiraling in this energy. Have the courage to put down what's required, and all of these blocks lift off. So whatever it is that you're doing, my happy pile ones, I hope that, yeah, guess what? You have the strength to do it. What's your message? Don't wait. Take the risk. Take the chance. You know what has to change in your life, right? You know how it's going to move you along the path. You know that you can't move incorrectly. You can just second guess what you're doing. Like, consider, you can stand here and have all these choices, right? I can do this or this or this or this or this or this or this. And you can be so worried about your lateral options that you fail to understand that the forward progress is the thing. It doesn't matter what you choose. Just choose something and move forward, right? Because you're always, every little step you take, you're going to get a whole nother layer of choices, a whole nother layer of choices. The only thing that holds you back is the belief that you will lack choices in the next choosing, right? You won't. You have so much opportunity. And again, all you're doing is weaving together the connection that is your whole tapestry, right? It's not just one single purpose. It's not just one step upon which you will be judged in the life review, right? It is your entire journey. So make that journey worthwhile, right? Take the risk and understand every step you're weaving things together, and you are the permanent piece of that path, right? You're the chooser and you're the path, right? You're the journey and the destination. So, pile number 1, look for clarity, but move anyway, okay? I wish you nothing but the best. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back, let me know how it goes. And if this is where we part, I wish you nothing but the best. If I see you in the next reading, I'll see you there. Take care. Thanks for being here. Hey, pile number 2. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. So let's talk. Let's look at your oracle cards and see what messages the universe is trying to get through to you now. All right, you have Sagittarius. Exciting. Dedicated effort. So this corresponds with the 8 of Pentacles. You have overcome fear. And then you got 2 archetype cards. You got the cave and the mountains. Fascinating. Okay, so let's talk about this. So Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is the 9th sign. This is the way that we relate to a higher concept, right? So the way we would relate to religion or philosophy or the concept of God, it's how we put ourselves into something larger than ourselves. So where we fit in the grand scheme. Sagittarius, world explorer here, right, prefers to do that by immersion. A Sagittarian wants to experience what it is that they're going to experience, right? If a Sagittarius wants to learn German, they're going to go to Germany and have that immersive experience. A Sagittarius will really be the epitome of that watch one, do one, teach one style of learning, right? They want hands-on. You don't want to try to overwhelm a Sagittarian with information. You want to give them the opportunity to do the thing themselves, which goes right perfectly with this dedicated effort, right? This is the way that you master something, through doing it. This is dedication, right? To craft. It's devotion to something, a task, a learning, right? And what we know is mastery is the doing of a thing 10,000 times. Then you can call yourself a master, right? At which level, by the way, you simply begin to learn it in a deeper way. So, you know, that novice master kind of progression requires that you release your idea of mastery and just call it all practice and play. Beautiful. This overcoming fear, this is a great card here. This card speaks about the way that we actually overcome our fear. And so there might be a sense of you being tired or even exhausted, right, by that constant state of survival mode, of the anxiety that you feel when you are in fear of something, right? What's needed? What's needed is dedication to self, right? Devotion. This is the place where we're really going to mind the way that we speak to ourselves, mind the way that we witness our triggers. And here's the thing, if you're dedicated to your effort, what happens is that muscle memory takes over and you become in a different way in relation to your fear, right? The fear no longer runs things. You do as the grown, conscious, actuating person that you are, right? In that way, our conscious mind can really help us move through those fears that dwell in our subconscious. Now, we have the cave and the mountains here, this dichotomy, the cave, right? The inner, the interior, the portal to the inner sanctum, right? This is where it's dark. This is where we find those gems. This is going within. It's really facing our fears. And then we have the mountain. Interestingly, both of these are really about isolation. Again, we have to do this work for ourselves, right? Even those mountains, mountains being super grounded, super aware of the concept of eternity, right? We talk about coming to the mountain because the mountain won't come to you. We witness mountains as immovable and immobile. But the fact of the matter is, right, if you witnessed our collective message, we talked about the way that the stone is part of the eternal. Well, the fact of the matter is, mountains are simply made of stone, right? Mountains move in cycles. Mountains move. We just don't have the time scale to witness them. Mountains actually move as well, right? They're part of our Earth's crust, right? They're just outcroppings of magma. They're no different than, well, I mean, I won't say it that way, but they're similar to the bones of your body, which can grow, which can break, which can disintegrate, which can be ground down. And so the fact that we have the mountains here really asks you to witness, where are you, right, in terms of your cycles? Where are you in terms of how you're choosing to move through the world and learn the things that you're being asked to learn? Are you dedicated or are you fear-led? Are you witnessing yourself in the darkness or as the darkness, right? Are you witnessing yourself isolated by the size of the mountain? Or are you witnessing yourself as part of the shifting landscape that is the mountain, right? I'm just saying, you know, what is it that they say? The only Zen you find on the mountaintop is the Zen you brought there, right? That's what they say in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. So I think it's pretty accurate if you want to talk about what it is that you're finding on your quests, right? How do you search for your purpose? Well, you search for it all the time. You search for it in the dark. You search for it when you're scared. You search for it like it's your job. Because guess what? It is. It is your job. It is your job. Nobody can find it but you, right? Nobody can find it but you. All right, pile number 2. So you've got the Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Two of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Okay, so first of all, you have a lot of boss energy up in here, really choosing, making choices about the ways that you're overcoming these fears. I get the feeling that you're going to be asked in the very near future to step into something new, right? And here's the thing, you're absolutely going to want to do it. You're going to be like, yeah, yes, there's going to be a lot of swirling anxiety about it, but this is going to be an opportunity that's too good for you to walk away from. It really has, I mean, a lot of potential in your future I'm going to say that you have perhaps a little bit of gun shyness, right? So I'm going to say this, whether this is a life opportunity or a love opportunity, right? It's definitely one of those. Here's the thing, you are hauling around something in your past that hurt you, that created a negative cycle around whatever this opportunity is. And you have the possibility, hear what I'm saying, you have the possibility to get stuck in the but what if, but what if, but what if. Well, but what if, right? Here's the thing, you've done this work. You know that you're safe in your own skin. You know this. It may not be tested yet, right? So the fact of the matter is that we do our work in private so that we can test our work in relationship or in a situation. And so whatever it is that's coming, it is time for you to mind your triggers and to really mind your self-talk. The question you need to keep asking yourself is, what am I good? Am I good here? Is this mine? Am I projecting? Right? Am I bringing something back that doesn't belong to me? And you have the power, right? This Four of Swords gives you the recuperative power to come back and say, oh no, I have actually slayed that dragon. I did that work. I did that internal work to overcome those fears. I have climbed that mountain. And at the top of the mountain, I realized it was just me, right? It was just a projection of me. And as the universe comes and hands you this shining, come on, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles carrying that shining pentacle. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the Two of Wands offering. You have the Emperor, the boss, right? So many globes in hands, right? The world is yours. You literally have everything, should you choose to accept it. But you're going to have to put your foot in the water, even if you don't know if the water's cold or not, right? Fact of the matter, you got the Six of Wands, which says you really can't lose. You really can't lose here. It might feel like you could lose everything, but here's the key. The Tower, this lightning bolt, creates a situation where all of your old thoughts and fears are blown apart, right? This literally blows your mind. It blows your crown right off. And so this sword, this last sword here, the new idea that comes in with the Four of Swords is this lightning bolt. It is this aha. It is this Uranian unsettling, the bolt out of the blue, right? That's what the Tower is. It brings to you a brand new opportunity, a way to clear away what has leveled. How do mountains get made? Seismic activity, complete and abject destruction, right? You have to go through that. You have to experience it, and you have to do the work afterwards to piece through the rubble, find what's worth keeping, and allow yourself to dedicate yourself to your own cause first and foremost, right? You can do it. It might be scary. Pile number 2, I'm not going to lie. It might require that... oh boy. Okay, so what it requires is work. That's all. That's all, she says. That's all. Oh, Eileen, that's all. That's all. Okay, no problem. Fact. Here's the deal. The Hierophant offers you that whole, the unexamined life moment, right? It requires that you become the key holder to your experience, right? The key holder to your experience. That has to be you. It can't be, this is what happened before. It can't be, this is what we've done. It can't be, this is how we do it. It has to be what you choose in this moment, because you've done the work. You've put in the effort. You have done the work on your fears. You've climbed this mountain. Is it scary? Yes. Does it feel like there's a big giant risk? Like you're hanging off the edge of a cliff? Yeah, sure it does. Sure it does. All good things do, by the way. All good things do. If they didn't, you wouldn't get it. Again, we're talking about your path and purpose. You have to be willing to move your feet. You have, even if it's slow, right? Even if you feel like, oh, I'm just going to dip my toe in it. It's okay, right? The mountain stream might be super, super cold. The big pond you find might be deeper than you thought, but you still have to put your toe in it, right? First, you got to put your toe in first. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so it's about changing your perspective. So beautiful. I love the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is really, see, it's about gathering that highest perspective, which, again, we talked about this. You have so much giant high perspective offerings in terms of gifts. It's about shifting your viewpoint. Is it scary? Yes, but it's exciting. Could there be disaster? Yes, but there could also be amazing victory. Could there be something scary behind the door? Absolutely, but guess what? I have all the resources to manage it. Could it hurt me? Could it hurt me? Yes. Yes, it could. But you already know how to heal, right? You already know how to heal. And you already know how to dedicate yourself to your healing. So, Pile number 2, whatever is coming in for you here, I am really excited. I would like to hear how this goes, because this has a requirement. There's an engagement requirement here. You're going to have to put yourself to the test in this one, right? You're going to have to conjure up all your lessons. You're going to have to gather your power and create it for yourself. You're going to have to put yourself into action, right? If you think about it, right? Sagittarius, the arrow, you've been drawing that bow back, doing that healing. There has to be that moment where you open and let it fly. Otherwise, what happens? Just a bunch of tension, right? Just a bunch of, oh my goodness, holy cow, what am I going to do? Oh, what if I fall? Well, what if you fly? What if you fall? You already know how to heal. So don't even worry about that. That's an illogical fear. Life sometimes throws you a curveball. Life sometimes beans you in the head with a ball. It's all about how you get back up, how you shift your perspective. Oh, I'm not going to stand there anymore. Oh, let me hold my glove this way. Oh, let me pay a little more attention, right? I know how to do that. I keep dedicating myself to my eternal highest and best, right? You can do it. You've got this. Again, please let me know how this goes, because I think it's going to be amazing. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Be super blessed. Hey, my pile number 3s. Welcome. Let's see what you got going on here, huh? Shall we? I'm excited. All right. Ooh, you start with Venus. That's lovely. The throat chakra. All right. I like it. Knowledge. The vision. Oh, look at that. There's a whole lot going on here. Look at this. I love these cards. They're so cool. All right. So let's talk about this. So Venus is that, Venus is about home, right? Venus is the 3D representation of what feels and sounds and smells and tastes and looks like home for us, right? I always say this is a self-claimed thing. No one can tell you what home should be. No one can tell you what home feels like. No one can tell you what it is, right? And as my lovely bonus daughter will tell you, Venus is also a very deceptive planet, right? Because on the outside, Venus looks frozen and immobile, but underneath, Venus is seething, writhing, bubbling gas and ether, right? So love and beauty as Venus. Venus talks about refinement, but also lust. Venus talks about luxury, but also the tendency to over-equate wealth with opulence, right? So there's a lot of dichotomy in the energy of Venus. Compassion and greed go hand in hand, things like that. As that pairs with the throat chakra, this talks about the way that you speak your truth, the way that you claim those awarenesses, those senses of home, and how that works for you, those communications, the authenticity, right? The way that you speak your truth into action, the way that you conjure your relation to home, right? You also have knowledge, which is exactly what it means, right? Knowledge and awareness. It also is about how you open doors, how you create opportunities for yourself, how you lean into your willingness to grow and evolve and change what the truth is, right? And the key here is that the truth of your sense of home should always be open to change, because you are a changing being, just like those gases underneath the surface of Venus. You finish out here with the vision, right? This is about the dream, the imagined. Also, what is revealed. And sometimes this is elusive, right? Like the energy of Venus herself is elusive, is witnessable on that spectrum. The vision talks about dreams. The vision talks about basically holy messages, right? The sacred message of that which comes to you, your dreams, your visions, your imagination. The way that you put them into the world through your throat chakra absolutely creates your reality. So how do you do that? How do you keep opening those doors, right? The fact of the matter is that there's only one way to do that, and that is to keep speaking your truth, to keep claiming, to keep conjuring, and not be stuck in one place. The key here is even a thing you don't know, or even a thing that you claim as your knowledge, is always open to a new experience, right? An experience or a new piece of information will shift or change what you know, air quoting, of course, as always, because what we know is 100% open to re-truth in any given bit of new information. Wow. Pile number 3. Listen up. You're getting it up here. So you have the Star of the World, the Sun, the 10 of Wands in your top row. You have the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands. That's the one. The 9 of Cups. Let's grab one more and then talk here. Okay, thank you. I see you. And the Queen of Swords. Okay, beautiful. So you start out pow, pow, pow with 3 majors, the Star of the World, the Sun, the Star of the World, the Sun, right? Cosmic blessing, ending, beginning, the brightest card in the deck. So this is huge energy of self-creation. This is all an aspect of Venus energy. This is all an aspect of throat chakra or Venus or vision or knowledge energy. The star asks you, how do you recreate? Right? How do you recreate based on what it is that comes in? We just talked about how this is an impermanent awareness because it's always being upgraded based on your experience, based on new information. The star says, here you go. Here's some more information. See what happens. Here's some more information. See what happens. This is cosmic blessing. Every bit of information that comes to you comes for you, right? Allowing you to be part of this endless cycle of light and release. That is what it is, right? Remembering that our collective message was all about how you can never be walking the wrong path, because every bit of this information that's coming to you, regardless of how it feels, regardless of whether it feels euphorically sent from heaven or like a curse, right? It's all part of the cycle of light and release that you require in order to keep up leveling your vision. It might feel like sad. You might feel left out. You might feel like you're stuck or like you don't have what you need. It might feel that way. You might feel like I'm at the end of my rope. You also might feel like I have everything I need, right? These are two cards of wish fulfillment right here. Two cards of divine blessing. So if you think you don't have what you need, find a way to shift your perspective on that, right? Find a way to put something down or grab a new idea, transform your current belief system, because you do, in fact, have everything you need. All you have to do is claim it. All you have to do is claim it. You also have the Queen of Swords here, right? Of all of the queens, the least likely to be associated with Venus would be the Queen of Swords in standard tarot. Let's call it, wow, the word I want is interpretation. It is Mercury retrograde when I'm recording this, so there you go. The Queen of Swords, however, is no nonsense, right? The Queen of Swords wants the truth, and she's willing to transform her entire being based on the intake of one piece of information. She will change her whole leading edge vision, right? Because of one experience or one piece of info. Her intel is what runs it for her, right? So she will put down a thing faster than anybody, and she will call you out on what wants to come out is any pity party that you want to call yourself out on. She will call you out on that. She's no nonsense. She's not going to allow you to lean back into your old narrative. She just won't. She'll say, then gather some new information, have something, do something new, keep walking forward, keep moving, right? With all this behind you, all you're doing is figuring out what to put down. There's no need to stand there and feel like you're missing something. You're not. Keep moving forward. You'll find exactly what it is you require. That's just the way it works, especially with these two wish fulfillment cards here. You can't not let it be that way. The Magician, again reminding you, you have all the things. It's not even about should I look for them. Wow, 3 more. Okay, Magician, Hierophant, Hanged Man. Well, my pile number 3s, listen up. Not only are you being shown that you're full on ready to move forward, you're being reminded that the only thing that's keeping you behind is you, right? The Magician, you have all of your tools. You have every question you need to ask yourself and every answer, right? You just have to be brave enough to manage the truth of your answers. Okay. And then you have to be willing to shift your point of view so that you can look at the entire situation in a different way. Up-level your vision with all the information you have. Hello. Okay. Strength. You, pile number 3, are undergoing a major life shift. Now, it will be just as easy as you can allow it to be. You have the Knight of Cups to help you move forward. You have strength to help you do that internal digging, right? To help you recreate whatever it is that you want. You will lack for nothing, even in the transition process. So, and then you have that assistance along the way, right? There's nothing that's going to come to you that is out of your capability to handle, even if it feels like a challenge. And then you end with the Emperor, which is a card that absolutely says, guess what? You've got this. You've got it. He's the ultimate boss, right? So let's talk about the foil that you have. You have the full spectrum of awareness in terms of the ultimate and divine feminine and then divine masculine energy. So there's nothing that you lack for. You simply have to learn to claim your truth, right? The way that we move through that throat chakra is literally the art of I speak, I speak, I speak, right? So if you have to change your perspective, here's the thing. If you have to go back and recant something that you used to believe, be okay with it, right? It's only going to empower you in a new way. It's going to allow you to create in a different, up-leveled kind of way. If you believed something that is now out of date, it's okay. Get rid of those things because your vision demands it. You can put things down. You can say, you know what? I was wrong about that. Or I didn't have enough information. Or I had an experience that changed my belief structure on this, right? You don't have to stand there and keep claiming something that is now out of date for you. You know, you wouldn't eat food that was 2 years past date, would you? Check in with your ideas. They can be out of date as well, right? And allow them to move with grace and ease into that new awareness, that next level. And don't be afraid to claim it out loud, right? Your voice is powerful. Your voice creates a synthesis of past and future because it conjures you here in the now. If you're speaking, you can only be present, right? If you're speaking, if you're creating abracadabra reality in the right here and right now, you can only be present, right? And guess what? You're never not present. You're always present. Light is always shining on you and for you and through you and as you, right? You're constantly using that energy of creation. So you speak it, so it shall become. Abracadabra, right? Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that your deepest heart is asking you to create, outside of the belief that you can't do it. And the belief that you can't do it is the only thing that's in your way, right? Whatever that vision is, whatever that sense of home that you want to walk in all day, every day, that you want to emit into the world as your frequency and vibration, you can do it. In fact, you are doing it. Are you doing it in the way that you want? Are you doing it in the way that your highest and best offers to you as the way, right? Create it. You get to create it. You get to hold the vision, and it might as well be amazing, right? It might as well be something amazing. It might as well be worth speaking for and of yourself, not something you're recycling, not something you heard once that your great grandpa said and it's become your family maxim. Your grandma stitched it on a cross stitch and it's been on the wall for 35 years. No, 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 no. Does it work for you? Does it help you shine? Or is it nonsense? And if it's nonsense, get rid of it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's, I don't care what it is. We're just going to be broad brush here. If it's not permanently part of your psyche, right? If it doesn't invite you forward, if it doesn't inspire you, if it doesn't create that sense of home for you and add to your authenticity, then it's not your authentic message. So, whatever it is you got going on, pile number 3, I wish you nothing but the best. You are ready to level up. You have all the power and backing, right? The universe is absolutely standing there, like with this big, giant, full Mary Poppins bag going, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Whatever you need, you're going to have, as long as you're staying true to what it is that you want to do, the way that you want to move through the world. You cannot go wrong. I wish you all the blessings, pile number 3. Hit like, hit subscribe, because I definitely want to know how this goes for you. Let me know. Thanks for being here, and be super blessed.